right, I'ma do you right.
What is going on, guys? Got a Gaming here. Sorry I haven't been uploading recently. I've been feeling a bit under the weather and I'm a little sick. This build that I am bringing to you today, I have a build similar to it, but this build actually works better. Credit goes out to a guy named saintkeel. He's from the PS4. If you haven't seen the way his build is, his fucking build is pretty insane. I'm pretty sure it is. You can actually, the way I found out about it was through a good friend of mine, Meme's video. You can find his in the link in the description below. Without further ado, let me show you my version of the build and let's get right into it. My specialization that I am using is called Gunner. Gives you a mini gun, which is really fun to use. As you can see, my set is almost completely maxed out. I might finish it up later on today. I have the assault rifle perk on here, completely max, and I have my LMG completely max as well. And it gives you a large pouch for completing the LMG, which is really good. It gives you up to 50%. You can use the riot foam if you guys want to. To me, it's completely useless, but useful against players when you want to piss somebody off and they get caught in there and they just bitch at you. It's pretty funny. Instant kills grant 10% armor on kill. A lot of you say, well, that's completely useless perk. No, it is not, because when you're low, when you have no armor and you manage to get that one kill, it allows you to get that one extra, that little bit that gives you just enough for you to pop your med kit. That's coupler. Every third reload is faster by 50%, which is really good. As you can see, it's completely max. It goes from 5 to 4 to 3. Hardened armor kits. Now this perk is completely broken in PvP. If you guys want to use it, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. Unfortunately, I'm not doing any PvP right now because it is so broken. That's pretty much what I love to do. It gives you 100% armor, which what fucking armor kit does not give you 100% armor. And grants 50% bonus armor for 10 seconds, which is broken. You put that with Bloodsucker, and you'll see why. It comes with a pistol. I have the pistol unlocked for it, completely maxed. The perk on that gun is I'm going to show you, which comes in handy, is called Greased. It allows you to swap through your weapons faster. Supply line, because I always run out of ammo. And Barrage, which is really good if you're running LMGs, increase the rate of fire by 5. And it has emblazonment, so if you guys are running LMGs, you can still get you won't be missing a lot of weapon handling. This one gives you 20% more weapon handling while in cover, or it's better to use in cover unless you're not moving. You could use vital protection. This conflict reduces the critical hit by 20%. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into my build. It's a 991 build. Yeah, it would be funny if you called 911, but no, I made that joke earlier. It's a 991 build. The two guns I am running with this build is P416 and the Black Market LMG. I have 300k armor and almost 100k health. Yes, I can get 100k. I'm gonna show you the build that I have right now with it. I do have 622 skill power, which is actually more, which I'll show you in a second. Now let's go to the gun. I have a military P416. The custom still eludes me. I am using Ranger. You guys are probably wondering, how come you're using Ranger and not Strained? Well, Ranger is better, in my opinion, because I am beaming at a distance. So every 5 meters they are away from me, I get plus 2% weapon damage. So think about it. Most of you NPCs that I'm usually fighting are about anywhere between 30 to 40 meters away, so I'm getting about 18. It's just an estimate. Allegro, Cannon, while equipped, this weapon increases throwing distance by 10%. I have 8% damage to elites, 10%, plus 10 rounds, 10% stability, and 5% damage to elites. Now going over to my secondary, so when shit hits the fan and all the MCs are too damn close to me, I swap over to my military M60. Has 31 K base damage with 525 RPM with 120 mag. No, that is very accurate. I have unhinged plus 20% weapon damage at the cost of minus 25 weapon handling. That's why I said when you're in cover, this and you stay still for a second, you'll actually only get minus 5%, which you'll notice a major difference. You won't have as much as a kick. It has extra on there. It has protect and reload, so when I'm reloading, I get 10% armor. Especially after if you pop a med kit and then use this, you get about 60%. You have it has 5% damage to elites, 5 rate of fire, 10% stability, and then 5% damage to elites. So total 10% damage to elites. You could come to the build, and those of you who have a large pouch, you guys can run it. Fortunately, the class gives me a 50%, so I can actually get up to 180. But I like the rate of fire that I get with it. Coming over to my mask, it's a Providence mask, so plus 10% skill power, plus 10k health and 32 damage to elites with hard hitting. Coming over to my my chest piece, it's a Fenris chest piece. It has an assault. Gives you 10% assault rifle damage, plus 8% headshot, 9% weapon, and 28% total armor. No, this ain't bug. This is very accurate. You can get up to almost 35% total armor. It has unstoppable force. If you're in PvP, it gives you 1%, but since we're doing mostly PvE, this gives you 2%. So for every 25k max armor. Plus, it has hard hitting. It has a defensive mod slot in here, which gives me armor, total armor, and health regain. I could put on a health mod, but that'll drop me just below 29 and give me 100k health if I want to. But I like this better. I like the numbers better. Coming over to my holster, it's a Gilligard. It has 5% total armor and 20% hazard protection, with the attributes of 30k health and 565 skill power. No, you could get a little bit higher, but you can max. I believe you can get 31,500. And the max, since it's a double attribute, if it was a single attribute, you could get 44 health. This one comes with two offensive mod slots. I want to get the first one is 0.5 weapon damage, 5 pistol damage, and 3 assault rifle damage. The one I am looking for, is the same as the bot. This is my second mod. 2% weapon, 3 LMG, and 2% assault. If I get another one right here, if I get another one of those, I'll actually end up replacing this one up on top. Coming over to my, for those of you who don't know, wondering why I'm not running devastating, well, because I'm missing out on a lot of damage. That's why I'm not running devastating. Coming over to my backpack, it has 10% weapon damage, 17k health, and almost 13k armor. It is a 511 backpack. It has 5% protection from elites, so they're not as aggressive towards you. Has hardened and hard hitting. Now some of you are like, well, how come you don't run Vital, or how come you don't run any other talent? Guess what? It's not going to be allowed. It's not going to be. So I'd rather use 2 talents that are useful to me: harden and hard hitting. It has a defensive mod slot, 2% weapon, 1% damage to health, and 2% assault rifle damage. I wish I can trade out this 1% to at least 3% LMG or 2% LMG. I would be happier. I have an Alps Summit glove. It has 10% cooldown reduction, so I get my skills back slightly faster. It has 9% assault rifle damage. You could get that higher with a max of 12. It has a talent of hard hitting. It has 1 offensive mod slot, which if I can get another one like this would be pretty cool. Has 1% weapon damage, 4% assault rifle damage, and 2% damage to armor. Since I'm not really doing any PvP, this is kind of useless to me. I would much rather have 2% LMG or 3% LMG. Coming over to my last piece. This is my Gila Guard knee pad. Um, gives you 10% total armor. I don't know what the max attributes you can get with total armor, but it also has hard hitting as a talent, and it has 2 defensive mod slots. Now this one also has armor on there, but I wish I could get these two to change. Like I wish I had total armor and something else in this place, but you know, chakras actually does come in handy sometimes. My second defensive mod slot has 8k health, 794 armor regeneration, and 4% skill health, which is pretty cool, I guess. You could run extra healing on there, which will also come in handy. Now coming over to my mods. Now, you see that 622? Now it's at 1715. I have an auxiliary battery pack in here, which gives me almost 1,000 more skill power, and I'm able to use my 30% heal. And that gives me about 65k, I believe. Yeah, 65k armor. This is just my revive hives, just to pick me up faster. That's all it is. Coming over to my stats. Oh, almost forgot my pistol. My pistol will give you. My pistol has greased on there, and also says protect and reload, which is kind of cool, I guess. But this is better. While holster weapon swap is increased by 10%. So when I'm swapping in between, I get it out much faster. That's what she said. That's a really bad joke. Don't ever use that joke. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Stats. As you see, I have pretty much everything unlocked besides Optimus, you know, because that's on my pistol. My assault rifle has 20k weapon damage with 64% headshot damage. Now for my offensive attributes, 25% all weapon damage and 45% assault rifle damage. So if you put these two together, that's 70% assault rifle damage. Then I have 18% LMG damage, but if I swap to it, I'll have 60% LMG damage pretty much. But together, I don't know why I went to my pistol. I don't know why I went to that one either. I have 95% damage to elites, so it all comes in handy. Let's go over to the range. I'll show you some damage. And now that we're here at the range, this is all you're gonna see. Nothing. I'm not shooting anything. I'm just playing. Swap. Okay. Well, anyways, now that we're here at the range, I'm going to show you exactly how much damage it does. And the first initial burst is not going to be that high, but it's going to be consistent million. One 1.2, 1.1, 1.3, 1.4, 1.1, 1.1, 1.1, 1.1. As you see, it's consistently in the millions. The numbers here are kind of inaccurate. Let me go ahead and swap to my secondary. Chunk. 1.2. Chunk. Oops. I forgot to reload it earlier. That's my fault. That's gonna hurt my damage, but it's okay. It's consistently in the millions, actually. It's just, I don't know why I did that. I just didn't want to reload. Here, let me get a better accurate of that. .1, there you go. See? 1.6. 1.9. Almost 2 million, as you can see. That's both my guns, without speccing into a specific type. Now, if you want to get put LMG on your gloves, go ahead if you prefer LMGs as a primary, but I prefer assault rifles. Without further ado, that's it. Again, this is for saintkeel on PS4. He actually inspired this build, but unfortunately, you know, I was able to do a little bit more with it, and since I'm on PC, it's headshot damage, so it's a little bit more unfair. But yeah. Well, anyways. Big shout out to saintkeel. Big shout out to Mr. Meme. You know, big guy. Some guys that I play with on here. Y'all guys have a good one.